Hi, and welcome back. We're here to finish the candy statistics assignment number 17. Up to this point, you should have all of your data entered, your descriptive statistics done, and your package totals calculated along with the package volumes. In number 17, they want you to create a plus or minus 3 times the standard deviation histogram for each candy color. So let's talk about what that requires. If I go back to Excel, you can see I've got my descriptive statistics here. I've created a small chart down here that I've given a title of yellow, and I've typed in the information they want here. So it's average, average plus the standard deviation, average plus 2 times the standard deviation, plus 3 times the standard deviation, and then also minus all of those values. We're going to create a chart and then use Excel to do that for us. So the average, what we can do is just type in equals. And since we've already done the average, we're just going to go up and click on the mean cell right here. And it enters that value for us. So I click enter, and it has B13. It's the same cell. For average plus standard deviation, I'll type equals, and I'll click on this cell plus this cell. Enter. This one, I'm going to type equals, and I'm going to do this cell plus 2 times this cell. This one, I'm going to do equals this plus 3 times the standard deviation. So you can click on individual cells. If I were to update these cells, it would update these numbers. Let's just do that quick and show you. If I typed in 5 instead, all of those cells update automatically. But I'll undo that so it goes back. And then just to finish this off, let's go quick. And we'll do this minus this equals this minus 2 times this equals this minus 3 times standard deviation. And we have all of that info there for us. All right, so we've got a lot of decimal places, both here and on our standard deviation. We can clean that up real quick if we want to. Highlight that underneath, up again in our home ribbon. We can change this to a number, and it'll put our values. It automatically, for a number, will place it into 2 decimal places, and it's just a little easier to read. So let's just go to number for that. There we go. Okay, next steps. What we need to do is we need to double check that Excel is set up to do our histogram for us. Once again, Excel is nice. We don't have to do much of anything. It'll be actually quite easy to finish this out. So before we can figure out if it does this for us, we need to go up here to File and go into our add-ins, which is underneath Options. So go to File and then go to Options and click on Add-ins. This is an important step. If you don't have this, you're not going to be able to do the part of the assignment easily. You could do it, but it'll take more work. So by creating your own graph and all that. But if you click on Add-ins, you want to manage your Excel add-ins and click Go. And turn on your Analysis Tool Pack, just the first one. You don't need to worry about the VBA, just do the first one, Analysis Tool Pack, and click OK. So once that's turned on, up in our Data tab, click on that. Way on the right, we should have a Data Analysis button to click. So if I click that, I can do Data Analysis, and a dialog box should pop up. It might take a bit. There we go. And there it is for us, histogram, right in this list. If you can't find it, you might just have to scroll through, click on histogram, and click OK. Now, what we've done is our input range is going to be all of our yellow candy. Our yellow candy that we're looking for, and our bin range will be what we just created. And our bins are saying how many of these yellow candies fall in between our average and our first one here, between 4.55 and 6.59. How many candies? And so our bins are these intervals right here. Our input is our data up at the top. So for input range, I'm going to click and drag on the yellow candies. There's all of those. For my bin range, I'm going to click and highlight the bins I've just created. And I want to have labels, so I'm going to click the check mark. I want to click on output range because I want my histogram to be on this worksheet. It's going to want to create it on a new worksheet, but I don't want that. That would make it mean I'm adding more tabs. So I'm going to click on output range. And make sure you click back in this cell right here, otherwise it's going to change the information up above. So click output range, then click right here, and then you're going to choose just this cell right next to your bins that you've created. If you choose that cell, that's where your output will go. And then the very last step, don't click OK yet because you don't have your chart. Make sure you chart your output so it creates your bar graph for you. That's your histogram. So if you click that and then you click OK, boom, there's all of our info. So if I scroll back over, hide this, scroll back over, here's my info. I'm going to type in bins into this cell right here where it's giving me weird numbers. So there's my bins. All it's doing is it's putting my bins from smallest to biggest. It's just this column flipped backwards. And then it gives me the frequency. How many times do I see values in this bin? And here's my histogram. Right here, there's my chart. It automatically gives it to me. So in this chart, just some last formatting things. I can do yellow histogram, and then I can actually click on my bars, and if I right click, I can do the fill to be yellow, so it makes this chart, again, making it look a little more professional. My x-axis, it gives me a number. It's actually just giving me the biggest number right here. I'm going to change that x-axis to bins as well. So this is what your final output should look like. And then you're going to go ahead and just do those steps for all of your colors. So you should have 6 frequency tables and histograms for the rest of the assignment. So ultimately, your info should look something similar to this spreadsheet right here. I did a little bit different one back when I first did this class, but there's yellow, there's red, there's blue, there's brown, there's green, and there's orange. So all of those should be part of your final submission. As you get this complete, save your spreadsheet and go ahead and submit it on Google Classroom. Good luck, and we will see you soon.